Hey dolls, so I'm gonna call this video a pajama tutorial. Reason being is I'm in my PJs and I'm just at home. Obviously I'm in my office, and I thought that since right now is a good time for me to film, my kids are sleeping, my husband is watching sports and said go ahead and film a tutorial if you want to. So I was like okay. And so I wanted to go ahead and film a request. One of my subscribers, yay, I have some subscribers, requested that I film a tutorial look for the KatVonD palette that I showed you guys in my Sephora sale on sale haul. And I went ahead and got everything together, and I really like this. It's a cheetah print box, and it was just at Ross and in the office supply area, or not. Ross's doesn't have an office supply area, but it was like their organizational area where they have like desk items. And so I got this, and I thought it would be really neat for me when I want to film a tutorial or something. And I separated it, like what I used on my eyes and what I used on my face, you know, like that. And so that way when I'm talking to you about it, I can just kind of know, okay, what I use on my lip is in here. If you saw my Sephora haul, it came in a KatVonD, just beautiful wrapping like this. This was the front of the palette, and this was the inside of the palette. And there is a few of the cream shadows. You can kind of see I dug into some of those. And then there's also really pretty light shadow colors and dark shadow colors. So I'm going to be using one of the cream shadows and a couple of the other shadows. So if you wanted to recreate this look, you can go ahead and you'll see in the lighter area, the third color in is a cream shadow, and it is in Slayer. So I'm just going to actually take one swipe first, and then let me see. Okay, sorry, I know it's difficult. There we go. So it's just a silver sheen. It's a really white silver. I'm going to take one pass on my finger and kind of place that on the inner corner of my eye. I'm going to take one more pass through the cream, and I'm going to place that on the rest of my eye. Now the reason why I'm kind of letting you know that is with cream bases, sometimes we can tend to like overdo it with it as a base, and it tends to make your makeup kind of foil up and kind of bunch up. I don't know if you ever noticed that, but at least on my eye it does. And so I tend to just kind of keep track of, you know, how much I necessarily absolutely need for my eye. So once you've done that, take any flat brush that you have and go ahead and get into the first color here, which is Albino, and it's just a really silvery white, and it's a powder. And you're gonna go ahead and do, well, you know what, actually I would want to say too is that I just kind of pat my brush into this. I don't really wipe it, and I pick up the pigment like so, and then instead of like smearing it onto the eye or rubbing it into the eye, because I have that cream shadow base underneath, I'm just gonna pat this color. It's almost like as if you're just placing the pigment where you want it to go. So I'm gonna go right here by the tear duct, and see, I just place the color in the first 1/3 of my eye. Okay. Next, I'm gonna be taking angled shader brush, and you can use any brand, drugstore, or you know, MAC, whatever you want to use. I would like to make a mention after, when I go ahead and, if I have time, review what other items I used, because this is a department store, because this is from Sephora and it's a little bit more pricey. Everything else that I used in this look is all drugstore. So I just wanted to make mention of that. So the next powder color eyeshadow that we're going to go into is the third one from the darker side. The third one in, and that is in, oh, I'm so sorry. It's the second one in, and that is in Ace of Spades. And I'm totally blocking your vision. Sorry about that. So right next to the blackish silver one, it's the blackish maroon one. You're gonna go ahead and just pick up some of that pigment, and because it's a darker color, you especially want to tap off the excess. You should always kind of do that so you don't have like too much product in your eye, but especially with dark pigments, you don't want them like all, you know, you really don't want dark fallout on the bottom of your eye. Light fallout sometimes I think is really pretty. I just like blend it in under my eye and it looks like I highlighted or something, I don't know. And then this we're gonna place in the outer corner. Okay, also right along the lash line like so. And I'm gonna go up just a little bit past my crease. Okay, right about there. Then I'm gonna take about one and a half dunks into that pigment, tap it off, and I'm also gonna go right about here, and I'm gonna like draw a line that kind of like places some concentrated pigment in my crease, connecting it to where I had originally put it in the V. Okay, so now with that towel or whatever it is you want to use, you can choose to, if you want to, wipe off some of the excess. So now this brush is relatively clean to be used again and to blend. Now I know with a lot of people that have a ton of, you know, just a plethora of tools at their fingertips, it's easy to just, you know, have a brush that does everything. A separate blending brush, a separate crease brush. Not all of us, especially some of us that are just, you know, people who love to apply makeup and do makeup, but we don't necessarily do it as a living or are professionals, we might not have as many brushes. So just go ahead and wipe off your brush and you can still use this to blend. As you can see, it will still do the job. Now, a lot of times I notice that some people just only put the pigment here and then blend that excess of pigment to over here. The reason why I don't really do that is that a lot of times that's where I notice I start to get a lot of dark fallout, is because there's just way too much pigment in this corner here. So I just tap off the excess and make that light line connection, and then I blend those two together. So it's just something that works for me. It might not work for you. You might have a different technique as far as blending and shading goes, and that's fine. That's the beauty of this YouTube community, is you take what works for you, and what doesn't work for you, you just throw it out the back door. So anyway, I'm just going in, and I just wiped off my brush again, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to get just a little bit more of this pigment. Darkening that corner. Wiping off, darkening that corner again. Okay, so that's it for now. Now you're going to take that same brush that you had earlier. You can wipe off that earlier light white color that we did. And we're going to go into the fourth color on the light side, which is a grayish gunmetal steel color. And the name of it is called, sorry, I can't read upside down, Glock. As in gun? I'm not, oh, gunmetal! Yes! Like, sorry about that. Why do I make myself appear blonder than I really am? Okay, so I just went ahead and tapped off the excess again because it's a dark color. It's important to do so in my book. And then I'm just going to place onto the lid, like so. Okay, and I don't want it to appear like foiled, so I'm just placing this pigment on the lid. Look how beautiful that color is. Okay. So now I'm going to go in with liner, and I'm using two liners, and I do love these, and you guys know on my drugstore frenzy that I found the new Wet n Wild pencils, and this is the black one, and this is the silver one, and these are the shorter ones, and I love them. So you're going to go ahead and just line your eye with your black liner. Like I told you, I always have my mouth open when I do this. Elongate, bring it out. And I'm going to go ahead and do the waterline as well. Gosh, I look like a ghost in this lighting sometimes. I'm so sorry. I mean, I do need a tan, but it's not that bad, I promise. Then I'm going to take the silver. And since I kind of have a silver hue over here, instead of going and placing it with an angled brush, using the shadow to do that, I'm going to actually just use this because it's cream based and it'll stick on and it'll save me a lot of time. So I'm going to actually pop this into the tear duct and bring it down right there. Okay? Then you're going to go ahead and take your mascara. I'm using two mascaras. One is my Lash Accelerator by Revlon, and this one is supposed to make your lashes appear longer, or I guess lengthen with continued use. I've used it for a while. I love it. I can't definitely say it did that for me, but I do love it. Okay, so just go ahead. You can just use one mascara step if you want to, but I like putting the Lash Accelerator because it is really good as a lengthening mascara. And then I'm going to be using OneByOne Volume Express by Maybelline and to go in over that lengthening one and give it some volume. Okay, now my quick suggestion, if you do like to put mascara on your bottom lash line, which I do, is not to use a lengthening or curling mascara. I'm not a professional, I could be wrong on this, but from my experience, lengthening, curling mascaras on your bottom lash just means that they're going to curl and lengthen right onto your lower lash lid and create a mess, some darkness, and that's not good. And I believe a professional would tell you that's not good to have a whole bunch of black mascara leaking all over the bottom of your eyes. So thank you so much to my subscribers. Thank you for the comments and just the support. And I hope that you enjoyed this. And I'll be in touch with you guys soon. I'm going to go wash off my face and hop into bed. Take care. Good night. Bye. Item that I usually have like a headband or like a rubber band. So like I enjoy just kind of having like my hair back from my face when I do my makeup. So this is like officially pajama video because I'm sure there's somebody else in the world that does this crazy like bed head updo. And if you need a tutorial for bed head updo, just comment below. I don't have any problem doing that for you. Anyhow, let me get right into it, like I said before.